So, for our next interview, I'm really excited to have Simon Brading with us. Simon is a well known worship leader with over 25 years of experience. He's an accomplished songwriter, having written loads of songs you would have heard of from Newday. He's written Alive with Worship, I'm Alive, Third Day, Hallowed Be Your Name, and loads more. He's also worked with Matt Redman on a number of occasions, legendary worship leader on a whole bunch of projects, and he's so passionate about young people and serving the local church. He's also recently moved to London. We were just having a bit of a chat about that after 20 years in Brighton, where he served as an elder. So really great to have you, Simon. Thanks for joining us.
John, it's great to be here. Thank you so much for your very kind introduction. And yeah, looking forward to chatting.
Great. We're going to start with some quick fire questions, if that's okay.
Hit me
So,
up. Let's go.
Simon, number one, what was your favorite subject at school?
Maths.
I had heard that. What is your favorite app on your phone?
Notion.
Notion. I've heard of that. What is Notion?
Notion. It's a task to do sort of app for
Ah,
productivity. I've only started using it the last 3 months, but I've used it to make loads of databases, a family meal plan, subscription manager. Like, yeah, there's loads of cool stuff it's got on it.
nice. What is the best holiday you've ever been on?
California. Uh, yeah, took the family to California. We went to Yosemite National Park. We had an absolute blast. So yeah, that's probably the one that stands out the most.
That sounds great. What is your day job?
At the moment, I actually work for an app development company. We build mobile apps for phones, and my job is the marketing, and I'm also involved in like new business development, so signing up new clients and building apps for them. So yeah, that's only been the last 3 months actually.
All right. Tell us about your wife and kids.
So Anna, absolute lovely legend. We've been married for like 15, 16 years. We write some songs together and lead worship together. She helps young people learn how to handle money and does that a lot on Instagram and on social media. And got three girls, age 11, 10, and 8. So Ruby, Zoe, and Everly. And yeah, we have a lot of fun together as a family.
And some of us might have seen them dancing away in your lounge during lockdown.
Yeah, that's right. We did family worship together every
That's great.
Friday. I used to do a lot of the kids worship kind of stuff in Brighton, and I was like, we do that just as anyway as a family. So I just thought, oh, we should do that just to help other families who are stuck in their houses. So yeah, we did that, which is crazy to think that's 4 years ago now, but yeah, that was us.
Yeah, we were there. Me and our kids, we were dancing around in the lounge to it.
Amazing.
What's your favorite sandwich?
It really depends, like what day of the week and what else has been happening that day. Like genuinely, my go-to thought just then was like a BLT, but that's because today is Wednesday. It might be different. It might be like a coronation chicken. Um, yeah, I quite enjoy a pastrami sort of one with mustard and some gherkins and some mayo. That's also up there. There we go.
Nice. And I'll put you on the spot. Have you got a good joke that would make us laugh?
Let me have a little think. Oh dear. Um, Let me get back to you.
Okay.
Let me get back to you. I'm just trying to think some that would be appropriate. No.
We'll come back
Let me
to
have a
it.
think. I'll get back.
So, the first time I came across you, Simon, I think it might have been the weekend of your 18th birthday, and you were leading worship at Next Gen Youth Workers Conference at Centre Parks. With
That's right.
was it your 18th birthday that weekend?
Yeah, it possibly was even that day. On the
Yeah,
Sunday of that weekend was my 18th birthday. In fact, I'll send you a photo if you want. I've got a photo from that event. Yeah, so there was a youth leaders weekend away at Centre Parks, and yeah, got asked to lead worship, which was fun. And I
and
turned
you
18 on the
were
Sunday.
and you were there like with other guys from, I guess that you were there with the youth like youth band guys for your
Yeah.
group?
Yeah, obviously I was 17 the first 2 days, and the group that I was leading worship with was actually my band from the age of 14, 15 years old. The group of us, we led worship together once a month in our youth work. And then around 16, they asked if we would lead on some Sunday nights in our church, but really was the youth band I was a part of. And then, yeah, we were asked to lead worship at that event in Centre Parks. So it's quite an exciting thing for us, just a local church, youth band involved in this thing at Centre Parks. So yeah, it was a big deal, but it was like a 6 year journey that we'd gone on as a band.
So you've been there exactly where these guys are sitting right now. Um, I,
Yeah,
I'm going to chuck in a sneaky question that I didn't prep you for.
it's
How
fine.
did you find then going from being sort of 17, 18, playing in your local church youth band to actually it's fair to say getting a fair bit of profile, leading at a conference and then at Newday and things like that. How did you find that process?
Yeah, I started leading worship at Newday at the age of 18. So still actually the delegate age next to like Matt Redman and Paul Oakley and then like me in the middle. Um it didn't happen overnight in one sense. I'd actually been leading worship, and this will come out some of the other questions from the age of 12, 13, sort of regularly. Um I was all about showing off and doing guitar solos. I say, oh, there's a little thumbs up there. Don't know where that's appeared. Um, Guitar solos, showing off. I was an absolute exhibitionist as a 12-year-old. I was quite a talented musician as 12-year-olds go, and I knew it. So my heart was all over the place. And God, over the space of, those 5 or 6 years, really worked on my heart a lot. And so by the time I got to sort of 17, I had a real good understanding around just character and heart, and I genuinely was pursuing humility more than I was when I was 12 or 13. And so when it was time to step up and lead at New Day, I genuinely did have a fairly pure heart in it. I actually didn't want to. I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't have a good enough voice. I was really insecure about my voice. I thought these other guys are really good singers. My voice is going to be on a speaker, heard by sort of 3, 4,000 people. I just felt really insecure about it. So I didn't really want to. And one side, the other part of me is like, no, I know this is really it's about God and His glory, and I can do that. I can lead people to see Jesus. I can do that bit. So it was, yeah. I think also just having close friends around you. So it's weird walking around the New Day campsite and being like, "Oh, can you sign our badge? You're the guy from the stage." And then having a mate right next to you being like, "Oh, it's Simon, it's Simon who is goofy Simon who gets things wrong and still makes mistakes." So I think having some quite close friends around me just kept me, keep your feet in the ground. But the other thing is, New Day is a very unusual setting. It's like a bubble. Like I don't walk around Sainsbury's and people are like, oh my goodness, can I'm not Robbie Williams. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just a few thousand people in a showground in Norfolk would know me, but most people don't. So it's not like it's my day-to-day experience.
That's cool. That's really helpful. And when you were, I think we all as young people had times where we think that that's it. We are we're a big deal. We've made it. We're really good at this. And then we have those kind of humbling experiences. Did you or could you think of any sort of times where you've had kind of real disappointments in your sort of worship leading journey, or things that something hasn't gone very well? And how did you sort of process and handle that?
Yeah. Yep. Um, when I was, I said 12, I just desperately wanted to be in the youth band. And in my current church, I was waiting to join the youth group. I joined the youth group and waited for the invitation, and they just didn't want me. They didn't ask me. I was like, this is gutting. Like, what? I really want to be in the team. I've got so much to bring. And so just learning to just sort of watch these other people play, and that was disappointing. I think just going into the ministry a bit more, let me fast forward. I remember being about 13 and we actually moved to a new town. We were in Woking and I was part of the youth team and I was all about the guitar solos and just showing off. And they called all of the young people one Sunday night to the front. Hey, we really want to pray for the young people of the church. We just feel God wants to bless them. Let's get behind them. So I went to the front. This sounds amazing. Yeah, great. And it was me, my friends, my other friends were in a row, and the different like pastors and elders were going down the row, like praying for people. And I was overhearing, oh, there's three away. Oh, he's two away. Oh, it's next to me. And then put their hand on me. And what they prayed was, oh, God, Lord, help this man to stop showing off. And I was like, oh, what? And said, God, give this man a heart for you. And it was a real like wake up. And it was actually done in real love. I can't remember the exact words they said, but it's pretty much like, yeah, it was a bit of a sort of shock. But it was the beginning of a journey for me of realizing worship wasn't just about how good you are at music,
Mm,
having a heart for God, loving God, giving Him the center stage, giving Him the attention, giving Him the glory, moving out the way to make sure you're as transparent as you can, to ensure He gets most limelight. It was the beginning of a journey. It was a bit of a hit. And to be honest, I would love to have just led worship on my own every week at the age of 13. I wasn't ready to.
mm.
So one of the disappointments was I just had to just maybe got to lead one song, and that someone else would lead it. That was hard, but I realized I just didn't know anything about worship, and I cared more about myself. So by the time it got to about the age of 14, 15, I was asked then to lead more regularly, and I think my heart was much more in a worshipful place, and genuinely wanted this to be an offering to God, not for myself. So yeah, that was definitely a disappointment not to be leading more songs early on. But I think you just got to trust your leaders and trust the process.
Yeah. Oh, that's so helpful. That's really, really great advice. When it comes to like practically instruments, you play a few different instruments. How, with our young people in mind, how often would you practice when you were sort of honing your craft and learning those instruments? What did your practice regime look like?
Yeah, I learned classical piano, so I did my grades up till grade 7. I didn't do grade 8 because of my A levels. So I think back in the day, it's like half an hour a day. It's probably what I did on piano. Did my scales, did your arpeggios. Man, they help. At the time, you think, oh, what's the point in this? But later on in life, when you're just thrown in, all right, right, we're in A flat, to know that you can just play around in A flat and back again is actually quite helpful. So yeah, learning your scales half an hour a day on piano was a deal. I didn't need to be told to practice guitar. I just like loved it. I just played so much guitar as a kid. Um, yeah, learning solos was quite a helpful like moment for me. So there's a famous solo in like Let It Be by the Beatles, which I was like, oh, I'm gonna learn that. Or like you just pick a song and think, I'm gonna find the tab on the internet and just learn it. And I learned solos and then just gave me a bit more freedom around the fretboard because you can use some of those shapes yourself in other songs, even though you nicked it from this song. It just kind of teaches you how to move around the fretboard. Uh, More recently, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't practice like half an hour a day now, but I would play the piano regularly in a sort of more worshipful way, just to sit and play and sing and just sort of process emotions and play. But yeah, in those early days, get your practice in. There's no shortcut. You'll thank yourself later.
So just sort of moving away from music a little bit, just exploring, we're all on a journey of following Jesus as Christians. Just wondered, what does, for Simon Brading, as a follower of Jesus, day in, day out, what does it look like for you to follow Jesus? How do you behave? What do you do that's maybe different to those that don't follow Jesus? How do you kind of keep that love going on?
Yeah. Sitting down in a quiet space with an open Bible is one of the primary things that's kept me going following Jesus for the last 25 years. Listening to his voice and reading scripture slowly, not just like, yeah, I've read a chapter, I'm done. But actually not reading, but listening to his voice. hearing him. I think at the age of 18, I got a Bible in a year plan, and I just what that discipline taught me was God speaks to me every day. Um, yeah, listening to what he says and following his words is really important. More recently, I'm sitting at an instrument and just pouring out my own heart through music and through singing and through the piano. Um, but really, it is that's like a quiet, secret place. I think walking in the day to day, Galatians 5 talks a lot about walking with the Spirit, walking in step with the Spirit. I'm regularly praying to the Lord throughout the day, listening to His Spirit, listening to His nudges, to His leading, multiple times a day. Just sense something. Don't do that. Do this. Message this person, or like a no entry into this way, and just learning to walk in obedience to those nudges
Mm.
particularly in my teens, actually. Like, oh, was that God or not? Well, I'll give it a go. Let's just say it is. And learning to like, I'm going to follow him. And then you do, you obey, and actually some blessing opens up or a conversation over something. Like, oh, wow, God really opened up this door because I followed his spirit. That helped me when I was actually leading worship to know how to follow the spirit better because it had come from a little life's like journey of learning to hear his voice off the stage meant that when I was on the stage, I my instincts prophetically with the spirit were way more honed and tuned. So yeah, I still do that now. If I'm just like walking around, not really listening to Jesus all day, then I get up to lead worship and I'm like, where is he? I was like, well, why would he really be with you right now? You just ignored him a week. Um, yeah. So long answer. Sitting with an open Bible, listening to the Spirit, talking to him.
Nice. That's really helpful. So last question. You've got a bunch of teenagers sitting in front of you right now. What would you say to a 14-year-old Simon Brading or somebody else in that position? What would be your kind of one nugget of advice, having all these years of experience leading worship and playing in teams? What would you say to our young people today?
I would say to love God. We can love our instruments, we can love our youth groups, we can love our ministry, we can even love the church, but not love God. When I learnt what it was to love a person, love him like I love, close people in my family, it changed everything. It meant Christianity was about a relationship, not about some rules or some ritual or some religion. When I started to love God, I I started to go for walks and talks to him early in the morning before school, all through year 9, 10, and 11, maybe more year 10 actually. I would go for like a 45-minute walk quite early, like 7 a.m., and just talk to God as if he was right next to me. And I learned to love him and talk to him and hear his voice. And if you're in a place right now where you're more aware of just religion and rules and things you should do, for God than you are of just him as a person, but not quite living in God's heart for you. And the heart of the gospel is a relationship. So everything else flows from that. Um, so yeah, I think I'd say to you, pursue a relationship with God. I think, oh, how do I do that? I can't even see him. How would you normally build a relationship with someone? Go and
Mm.
spend time with them. That's what it takes. Switch off your phone, ditch the screens, go just for a walk. For me, I enjoyed walking. I actually enjoyed sitting in my like conservatory really early with a cup of tea. Even at the age of 16, I'd do that with a little journal and a Bible, and I would just talk to God out loud as if he was there and talk to him about anything, like anything. There would be like even like the naughty things you think, oh, I can never talk to that. He knows. He knows about it anyway. Why would you not tell him that? It's like, oh God, there's this girl I really fancy. I know like she doesn't like you, and I know nothing's really come of it. Like I'm really distracted in geography by her and her presence. Please help me have a pure heart, help me not to flirt. Like he knows my heart anyway. No point hiding it. He's not like you what you dirty man? How dare you? He's not like that. He gets it. Like he understands humanity, and that's all part of loving God. He wants to know. He wants to be alongside you. He wants to help. So yeah, answer the question. Love God, love Him, love Him. Let Him love you. Let His love into your life, and yeah, that's what everything else flows from.
Amazing. Simon, thank you so much. I know that that's going to be a huge blessing to our young people. So I want to thank you for putting some time aside for us and yeah, being a blessing. And thank you for all your years of sort of serving at Newday and things. I know for me personally, you've been a real blessing, and I'm sure you have been to many of our young people as well. So thank you so much.
John, thank you so much. Let me just pray quickly, right? God, we ask you, would you lead us deeper into relationship with you? Thank you for what you taught me in many secret places. And I pray for everyone watching this right now, they would know a deep calling to deep. And God, that you would create lots and lots of beautiful relationships and depth with you, that wonderful things would flow from. We just pray in your mighty name. Amen. Thank you so much, man. Really, really appreciate you having me with you. And yeah, wishing you all the best.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate.